welcome to CHeri Knits. I love knitting and I want you to love it too. Today we're going to take a look at cables, what they look like, and how to make them. They're easy and fun. Let's get started. Let's take a look at how to do a cable stitch, how to use a cable needle if you're working cables. Cables are twists in our knitting where we take multiple stitches and rearrange them so that you work them in a different order and you get different fun twists. These are very simple cables here. This one is leaning to the right. This one is leaning to the left. Let's take a look at how to make those. So you're going to follow your pattern and work across to where the cable needs to happen. And if you want to make a cable that leans to the right, what you need to do is use your cable needle, and this is a 2x2, so there's 4 stitches all together in this cable. I'm going to take the first 2 stitches and hold them to the back. And when I hold them to the back, I want them to be behind everything, behind the needle and behind the working yarn, because I'm going to skip those 2 stitches that are sitting on the needle. And there's a lot of different kinds of cable needles you can use. Some are plastic, some have a little, it looks like a shepherd's crook. I like these from Brittany. They're birch, they're really strong, and they just have a little bit of an indent. I find they hold the stitches on there, but I can work a little bit faster with them. So I personally like these cable needles from Brittany. So anyway, the stitches are sitting on the cable needle to the back. I'm going to skip those and I'm going to go right to the stitches that are on the needle and knit 2 stitches. And remember, your yarn needs to be in front of the cable needle. You don't want to include the cable needle in that stitch that's happening. So go ahead and knit that first stitch and make sure you pull it nice and tight. You don't want a big gap here. You want to pull it nice and tight. And knit the 2 stitches from the knitting needle. Now we're going to bring the cable needle into play. So that also comes up into my left hand. And knit the 2 stitches from the cable needle. And there you have your twist. Let's do that again. Knit to where the cable needs to happen. And you would just take the 2 stitches from your knitting needle onto the cable needle. And because we want this one to twist to the right, I'm going to hold them in the back. Bring the yarn and the needle in my right hand to the front, in front of the cable needle. Knit into those 2 stitches. And now we bring the cable needle up and over and knit the 2 stitches from the cable needle. And there we've got the right twists. I'm going to go ahead and now show you how to do the left twist. So if I want my cable to go to the left, then what I need to do is take those first 2 stitches and bring them to the front. Let them hang out in the front for just a minute. Knit the first 2 stitches that are on your knitting needle. And then knit the stitches from the cable needle. And this is important when the cable needle is in the back, but even more so when it's in the front. Make sure that that cable needle doesn't twist around and twist your stitches even more. You want to keep them in the proper order. So take a look at that and then make sure, yep, they're even. Go ahead and knit those 2 stitches from the cable needle. Knit your next 2, and in between cables, you can set your needle down. Some people put it in their mouth. Some people just set it, set it nearby. Or you can actually just hold it in your hand. You can just have it in that left hand because I'm going to need it right away. So then it's handy. So I'm going to take those next 2 stitches from the knitting needle, pull them to the front because I want my cable to lean to the left. Knit the 2 from the knitting needle, making sure I pull nice and tight so there's no There's no gap there. And then I want to take the cable needle into my left hand and knit those 2 stitches, making sure they're in the proper order, that the cable needle didn't spin around or anything. And now I can put my needle down because I'm just going to finish my row. And there are 2 basic cables, 2x2 cables, one leaning to the right and the other leans to the left.
Cables are really fun to do. Let me know what you decide to make, what kind of project you're going to do with your cables. Send me a picture or leave a comment and let me know what you did. Thanks.